Hello, my name is Venka and I am 11 years old. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to create a 3D matrix and copy a matrix. First, go to PyCharm. The first problem with matrix the first problem copying a matrix, if you create a matrix this matrix has a length of 5 and a width of also 5. If you try to copy the matrix like this, if you do like this, then do a matrix. The first number is equal to 1. Then if you do this, you also get 1. We supposed to get zeros all over it, but we get 1 for the copy and the matrix. We only want 1 for the matrix. To do this, we will need more code. First, keep the matrix copy and replace matrix with a list. Create value 1 before it and make it none. We will use value 1 later. First create matrix X, which is the length of matrix. So this is the length matrix S. X is the length of these ones. And matrix Y, the same thing without the first one. So delete the 0 and change it into Y. Then matrix Y is here to here. Remember, this function only works with matrices that have the same length in X and Y. Then do for I in range matrix Y matrix copy that append one list. Then if you print matrix copy, you'll get the matrix with no numbers. And so to get the numbers, you'll do for I 1 in range matrix Y copy that for loop and change the range to X, matrix X, and change the I to I2. And then if matrix I2, I1, and I2 is equals 0, matrix copy I2, I1, I2 that append zero. If we run this, first we got an error. We may have to delete the first one. Yeah, we get the same, but if we change this into 1, we get a 1 there, but our last list turns into a 4. To fix that is very simple. We first create a number list, then do it to 0 to 1, at 0 to 9. Once you're done that, tab your if statement, then do another for loop, then call it I3 in range the length of number list. Then instead of the 0, do number list I3. If we run and change the append 0 into number list I3. Now if we run this, we get our 1. This is all numbers to 0 to 9. This will not work for tens or hundreds. You will get an error. Simply add more to your list by adding more numbers. Instead of doing that, you can just do this. For I in range 1000 number list that append I. If you do this, this works with the numbers over, under, or 1000. We get 1000. Now if we change these into all random numbers, one to 1000, then if we run this, we get the exact same numbers. But for now, I'll keep these all to zeros. Now you have created your 2D matrix copier. Now to create your 3D matrix, first delete your print functions and tab all your code that is under matrix. Now we'll create a copy function and name the one parameter matrix, and put your matrix inside of value 1. Now rename every variable in this function into value 2, value 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. To refactor anything, right click on your variable, refactor, and rename, or shift F6. Now we put value 1 inside a value 5 and value 4. And inside of this function, inside of this if statement, search for any matrices inside of yours except these two inside of your function. Now we don't have any. Now we'll return value 1, value 2. Now if we do this, we print the copy of matrix, we get the exact same thing. Now we are creating a matrix by hand, which is very time consuming. So instead of that, we will create a for loop to do it for us. Break your matrix before your copy function, then do before you do that, do matrix x equals to 5 and matrix y, which is equals to 5, and also do a matrix z, which is also 5. I'll tell you what matrix z is later, or now. Matrix z, we are creating a 3D matrix, so I'll rename it as 3D. To create a 3D matrix, we need x, y, and z. So for I in I1 in range matrix z, then matrix 3D that append one list. Then we'll do another for loop I2 in range matrix y matrix 3D that append I2 another list. This will only work for 3D matrices that have symmetrical values, so only squares. We'll make this video is only for matrices that look like squares. Numbers matrix x, y, and z, if they're all the same number, that means they look like squares. So I'll create another for loop. Before we do that, we can print matrix 3D. We got an error. I1. Yes. So we got the whole thing, but it just looks weird. So I'll get the first list in it. Which is what we wanted. But we got that, but we can also print matrix 3D I1 which gives you the whole 3D list. Now we have one list. Now we have a 3D list. Now we'll create the values inside of that 3D list, which are all zeros or 1000s. So do another for loop. Now do it I1. We'll need lots of for loops inside of this matrix y for I 2 in range matrix X matrix 3D 0 dot f dot 0, or we can just do I2 0, then I2 that append 0. Then if we print the matrix 3D, our first list we have numbers, but simply to do for our z value, we can just put the for loop here, or the for loop in all of it. So rename the z and the x to I3 and I2, then tab all of it, then do for I3 I1 in range matrix z, then replace matrix the 0 with I1, print your matrix 3D. Then we have the whole entire list, but let's decrease the size. Let's do a matrix then we'll just bring all of the x, y's and z's into here. Then we'll give it 2. Then that is what we wanted. Now if we copy it, we get the first list, but we want to copy all the entire 3D list. This copy function only works for 2D lists. To make a 3D copier, or just instead of doing it in function, we'll just call it matrix 3D copy. For I in range matrix X, Y, Z, matrix copy, and append copy, matrix 3D I. If we print matrix 3D and matrix copy 3D, we get the exact same, but let's test the in-between thing. Matrix 3D 0, 0, 0 is equal to 1. We get there is no difference. Let's bring this here, and there's still no difference. So our matrix 3D copy works fine. But let's test it with the diff from numbers from 1 to 1000. Import your random package, and from it input rand range as RR. Replace your 0 with RR 1 to 1000. or 0 to 1000. Let's see if that works. Yeah, we get 79 to 3600. 79 to 3717, which works perfectly. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you understand this code. Thank you.